A seller forwarded this to me last week, a proposal he was about to sign. It's a 5-figure monthly budget that basically said, I'll lower your ACOS, I'll grow your sales. Translation, cheaper ads, bigger sales. And that's what every proposal promises. But before he signed, I could tell him exactly what was going to break. Not because I knew the manager, but because running Amazon ads for you, it's not one job. It's 3. And the one most managers are hired to do is the only one most of them can actually do. That's why most sellers I talk to are on their 2nd manager. Sometimes their 3rd. Take a look for yourself. Last month another seller came to me after 6 months with a manager. Every Friday, it's a weekly report, green charts, upward arrows, things are trending well. Meanwhile, his sales haven't moved in 5 months. He asked me to take a look, so I pulled the account to see what's up. First, I stripped the brand keywords out, the searches where people were already typing his brand's name. Those sales were coming anyway, but what was left, the keywords that were supposed to be finding new customers. But check this, $90,000 on targets that never produced a single sale. Not low sales, 0 sales. And another 86,000 were the sales that didn't cover the spend in an account that looked from the outside like it was being properly managed. In other words, he wasn't buying results, he was buying clicks. And the manager, he wasn't lazy, he wasn't even bad at his job. He was doing everything the 2021 playbook taught him to do, but the platform changed. The playbook didn't, and that's what makes it worse. I've seen this exact pattern a dozen times last year. Different brand, different category, same 3 pieces missing. Think of Formula 1 team. One person builds the car, a different person drives it, a 3rd person reads the data coming off the car during the race to tell the team what's actually working. 3 jobs, 3 different skills. Most accounts are paying one person to do all 3 jobs, but they're getting one. Let's start with how the account is built. So the first job is building the account. Campaign architecture, how everything is structured, what each campaign is for, why it exists, what would shut it down. A real account has a shape you can explain in 30 seconds. This campaign finds new customers, this one blocks competitors from stealing your brand's searches. This one is testing a new product, and this one, the biggest one, is your proven keywords, the ones carrying the account. Each campaign has a job, each one has a kill rule, a dollar limit that shuts it off automatically. Each one was designed. Now here's what I actually find when I open most accounts. 3 auto campaigns running blind, and 1 manual campaign with 200 keywords that are copy-pasted from a generic template. That's not architecture, that's somebody's first week on the job that never got a second week. The question you ask is, walk me through why every campaign exists. What does each one do? What's the kill rule? If they can't answer that, it wasn't built, it was copy-pasted. But even a well-built car still loses if a person driving it day to day doesn't know where they're going. So the second job is running the campaigns. Every day, real decisions, which keywords to feed, which to starve, where the budget goes today that it didn't go yesterday. This is what most managers actually do, and the good ones are good at it. It's a real skill. So ask them, what did you change last week and why? A good driver will give you 3 decisions, 3 reasons, 3 outcomes they are watching. A bad one will say, we are optimizing, and move on. Now, here's the real problem. Even if your manager is a 10 out of 10 driver, great decisions every week, they can only drive the car they were handed. If the architecture is broken, they're making good decisions on a broken system. And you would never know because the person making the decisions is also the person writing the report that tells you how it's going. So now you would read that proposal that landed in your inbox, someone who can build it, check, someone who can drive it, check, 2 out of 2. You'd sign, you would hand over the budget, and you'd sleep better that night. Here's what wakes you up at 3 in the morning a month later. Without the 3rd skill, the 3rd job, you can't verify the first 2. You have no way to confirm the architecture is actually built the way they described it. No way to confirm their decisions are making you money or just making them look good on Friday. The report is written by the person being graded. So here's the choice. The comfort of a weekly report saying everything is trending up, or the friction of asking the one question that proves it's all true. That's not an Amazon manager, that's you paying for someone else's learning curve. So here's the 3rd job, the 3rd skill. It's building the dashboard. Not a monthly report, a dashboard. Something you can open on your phone at 8 on Sunday and see what's your account actually doing in the last hour. Not what the report told you 3 Fridays ago. Now, most managers will show you a dashboard and it's generic. A generic dashboard shows you everything. Every metric, every graph, every number Amazon will let them pull. And when a dashboard shows everything, it shows nothing. Because a dashboard without the goal is just a wall of numbers. Here's what real dashboard actually looks like. In the center, the goal, the one number, your strategy, the objective, market share, position, yearly sales goal, whatever it is, it sits in the middle. Everything else on screen orbits that number. Every supporting metric exists for one reason, to show whether we're pulling that center number up or pulling it down. If the number doesn't move the center, it doesn't live on the main view. Maybe it sits in a secondary tab, maybe a third tab for the technical stuff. But the main view, the thing you open first thing Monday morning, shows one goal, and the force is pulling on it. Here's why this matters. You get what you measure. If your dashboard measures activity like clicks, impressions, campaigns launched, changes made, you'll get more activity, more busy, more reports, more things happening. If your dashboard measures the result, your position, your share of the category, your goal in the center, you'll get growth. So show me your dashboard and I'll tell you where your account is going. Now, because I'm guessing, because whatever sits in the center of that screen, that's what your manager is pulling towards every single day. Most dashboards have no center. That's why most accounts drift. They're not being driven towards anything. They're just being watched. Ask them, show me the dashboard I'll be logging into. What sits in the center? What are we driving toward? If the answer is, here's all your numbers, that's activity. If the answer is one goal and every metric tied to it, that's the driver who knows where the finish line is. And now you're thinking, if almost nobody builds a real account, and almost nobody makes real decisions, and almost nobody builds a dashboard with a center, then who does? Maybe nobody. Maybe this is just how it is. Or maybe you hire that manager and then 6 months from now, you're watching another video just like this one, wondering why nothing ever changes. That's the wrong answer, but I understand why you'd get there. Because here's what you've been watching for the last 5 minutes. That dashboard over my shoulder, live, right now. Updating while we talk, that's mine. Look at the center, that's the number my strategy is driving toward. Everything around it is pulling it up or pulling it down. Nothing else makes it to this view. The architecture I showed you at the start, mine. The daily decisions we just described, mine. One person, all 3 jobs. That's not normal. That's not how most of the industry works. And I'm not smarter than the next operator. I've been watching Amazon change since 2018. I've been running accounts the whole time. So when I built this dashboard, I already knew what belongs in the center. I use AI for the brute force work that used to need a team of 3 at least. That's how one person ends up doing 3 jobs. Most people can't, most people won't, and almost no one should try to hire all 3 in one person without checking. So here's the check. If sales are sitting still, while every report says everything is trending up, the problem isn't your product. Your management system is broken. Next proposal that lands in your inbox, ask 3 things. First, test the builder. Walk me through why every campaign exists and what's the kill rule. Second, test the driver. What did you change last week and why? Third, test the reader. Show me the dashboard I'll be logging into. What sits in the center? If they hesitate on 1, you found the missing skill. If they hesitate on 2, you found the reason, nothing is improving. And if they hesitate on all 3, you just found out why you're about to fire another manager in 6 months. Your ad manager isn't 1 skill, it's 3. And the one they can show you is the one that proves the other 2. So ask for all 3. One more thing before you run those 3 questions. Knowing what to ask and knowing what a good answer sounds like are 2 different things. The first 2 you'll hear in their voice. The third one, the dashboard. You'll know in 10 seconds whether it already existed or they invented it while you were on the call. If you want me to run the check with you before you sign anything, send me your top 3 ASINs and your monthly ad budget. 24 hours, I'll look at the racetrack, i.e. your listing, your competition, your category, and tell you honestly whether the account is ready for a real operator. If it is, I'll ask for view access. 48 hours. I open the hood, every dollar went nowhere, every campaign running with no reason, the dashboard your current manager never built. You keep that audit either way. If I can't find a single broken job, you've lost nothing. But if I find what I usually find, you finally know why the last 3 managers didn't work. And you know what to hire for next time. 3 ASINs, your monthly budget. Let's see what you're actually paying for.